Welcome to the Sanity Project podcast, where you can awaken your mind to clarity and success even in today's life challenges. We're here to provide insights and solutions that will help you live a sane, healthy, and prosperous life. Here's your host, Joanne Victoria.
Hello, everybody. This is Joanne Victoria with another amazing episode of the Sanity Project podcast. You are here to discover a life of clarity, confidence, sanity, and entrepreneurial success. Our guest today is tech executive Stephen Catanzano. Stephen has more than 20 years experience in the tech field, including entrepreneurial ventures, developing cloud service in the FINtech, equity crowdfunding, and regulatory compliance markets. KnaQ, KnaQ, his new business, is the third software solution and is designed as a socially conscious business. Stephen was educated in the Bentley University with the BS in finance, and we'll find out more about him right now. Welcome to the show, Stephen Catanzano.
Great. Thanks, Joanne. Really happy to be here.
I'm grateful that you are here because you are here to talk about KnaQ, KnaQ. Great word, looks good. You can say it. Anybody can do it, but it's a new social marketplace. So tell us about KnaQ and your involvement with it.
Sure. So I'm the founder of KnaQ, and we started the company about 18 months ago. And it was really focused initially on thinking about all that was going on in the world. And you hear a lot in the news about income over the years and how, middle class and everything started falling behind. And we started doing research, and what we really realized that income's only grown middle class about 20% over the past 20 years. And then you compare that to housing costs, education costs, and everything else. It's created a real challenge for a lot of people. So we're a more educated society than ever before, but people are really falling behind and need extra income. And that's what KnaQ is all about, is helping people create, using the skills they have, whether it's in their personal or professional lives, to create extra income or build full-time income and have sort of the financial freedom that people are looking for.
I guess if you're not an attorney or a physician, what else? You've got an extra 10 hours at least every week, easily without stress, that you can work and generate income. Yes?
Right. Absolutely. It's the time. You look at, companies like Uber. Uber is successful because so many people need that extra income. They're willing to go drive that extra, 4, 5, 10 hours a day just to create it. So it kind of shows you, I think, the demand out there on all levels of the need for that income.
Well, also, I think from our talk prior to the recording that you're looking for people, and you hope people that sign up for KnaQ, KnaQ. I just love the word, and I don't know where it came from. We can discuss that momentarily. You're looking for, how do I say, educated professionals.
Absolutely. Yep. That's our focus. And KnaQ comes from sort of, what do you have a knack for? And that might be accounting. It could be, you're a hobbyist and you enjoy certain things and you have that skill that you can offer others. We believe every person has, skills, but they also have a network of people around them, and they can tap into that network, and that becomes the start of your business, in addition to what everything else KnaQ can do to drive demand for the services that you offer.
Yeah, this is important because some people, they create their brand if they're entrepreneurs already or own a small business. But as you say, with house prices in most places doubling in 10 years, which is absurd, and your salary, quote unquote, or your income doesn't double in 10 years unless you're, Tesla or Amazon. And it just doesn't work that way, even though they pay some people in tech, like $250,000 a year. It's all relative.
It is.
And I think that so many people have so many skills and talents that they wish they could use outside of their, either if they have a paid salary position, have a job, or if they own their own small business. I mean, this would be great for realtors too, because since most real estate now is done online, they don't have to run around and preview all of these properties. So they definitely have boatloads of time to work on the side.
Right, absolutely. And that's, we focus on two real things. One is building a business, and we've tried to eliminate the barriers of creating a business. And then also people who need to grow their business. They need more sales opportunities. They need more leads to grow. We focus on both of those areas. So coming on our platform is really easy. You can be up and running in 30 minutes or less and starting to monetize your skills.
Okay. If it's easy, tell people what they need to do. I know we'll talk about that at the end, but hearing things more than once is very good. So how do they become a friend of KnaQ?
Yeah, so we focus, KnaQ is focused on people and their skills and their expertise. That's what we start with. And if you go to other sites, a lot of people focus on the gigs and, what are they going to offer? So joining KnaQ, people come, they create a profile. And it's really about telling your story, showing your personality, showing your skills. You can put a video, all kinds of content, link out to all your social media. And it's really about you, as this is my skills, this is what I've done in my life. This is why I'm an expert at what I do. And that can be anything from a professional skill to a personal skill. You might be, the best person at crafts and have a whole audience of people who want to, work with you to show you how to, you can demonstrate how to build different crafts that you have as well. So it doesn't matter if it's personal or professional, but that's the starting place. Build out your profile, show the world who you are and your personality. And then from there, you start to add what we call income channels. And so one is knowledge sharing. And that is the ability to come on and use our integrated video capability. So I could go on and teach one-to-one tutoring classes or consulting. I could offer a classroom setting up to 5 or 10 people in a class, or I can do a large-scale webinar on a topic and drive lots of people to my webinar. The second is about offering your time. So I can join and do a fixed price offering. So I could say I can create a logo for somebody, for example, for $100, or I can offer my time and say my hourly rate is $60 an hour. And you can hire me for all types of projects. And then third is what we call connections. And that's sort of off the platform. This is the realtors and mortgage companies, local contractors. So everything that you would need in your home life, that you could find those resources on the platform. Same process. You'd see their profile, really like what you see, and then you have the ability to connect with them, which is kind of a unique process because now you really get to choose who you want to work with. And we have a whole bunch of privacy things around that as well.
So I know, okay, so we have you with KnaQ, and we have others, systems out there, other applications, other people out there who do a similar thing. Who would you say you are trying to beat the word? I know you've got somebody in mind. When you put this together, you say, I'm going to be better than X, or I'm going to show you different from X. So who's the XYZ that is out there that you want to do better than?
There's a few companies that I'd say they have a different focus. So you have companies like Fiverr and Upwork as two examples of companies where you can do freelance work. There's also freelancer.com. Most of them focus on a business-to-business approach as well. So people joining to offer services to businesses. We have a little more of a consumer-focused that we focus on. It's sort of 24 different categories, we call it, that people can come on and find. And it really is. So if you break it down and you're a family, you could come on and find a tutor for your child, or maybe you want to learn a foreign language with someone, or you want to learn about cryptocurrency because it's hot in the news today and you don't really understand it. You find a webinar for that, or the family wants to take a joint cooking class together online. It's sort of all those things that sort of wrap around, you want a new realtor or a mortgage company or a home decorator, sort of everything that's associated with your life is what we focus on versus sort of business to business application, which is most of our competitors.
This seems to support what Peter Thiel. Do you know who Peter Thiel is? Thiel?
Yes.
Okay, so he supports kids not going to college and becoming entrepreneurs. And this, I think, is a way with your one-on-one relationship approach, looking at a professional as opposed to the gigs, which is, a dated word, but also a childish word. Excuse me, audience, but that's the way I feel. He says, even though he did go to college and graduate, his position is you're limited in school. School doesn't really teach you that much except certain, aspects of the alphabet and numeric system. Because anything else you can learn on your own or in another way. But this is for, in my opinion, good for people who want to be an entrepreneur and they don't know where to start. And this could be a good testing ground for them.
Yes, absolutely. It's a great place for anyone just starting off, because we eliminate a lot of the barriers that people are concerned about these days. You want to start a new business today, you got to go spend the money on creating a website. Then you got to figure out SEO. Then you've got to pay Google AdWords to try to be on the first page to even be found. And that's before you even start doing any networking. And so we talk to so many people who have always wanted to get started down the path of being an entrepreneur, and where that's starting off with just creating extra income and then building it to a point where you can be on your own. But the barriers are really hard to get over. It's cost barrier, just being found, everything else is a struggle. So we eliminate a lot of that. You can be up and running on a platform in under an hour at the most, and ready to monetize. All the payment processing, everything's in place, so you can focus on then building out your business.
So you have two, the way I see this, you have two audiences you're looking for. One are people to sign up to sell their services, sell themselves, sell the existing brand if they have any, or if not, create one. And then you're attracting buyers, right? People who want what KnaQ is selling. And so let's just say I sign up because even though I have my own business, there's always downtime and I always need something to fill that space. And, I see things plenty of times. I will on social media, I say, oh, I know what they should do. And I go, and sometimes I will have already created the email and said, why don't you try this? And then they get back to me. Oh, great. That worked. But I'm giving up my, decades of skills for free. And I'm tired of that. So this leaves me with an opportunity on KnaQ by establishing a profile. And no, listeners, I'm not leaving you. Don't worry about that. I just published my 200th episode, and we're going to go on for the next 100 plus episodes as well. But I have skills that I can't define specifically because they're usually part of a package with a client, but I can discriminate them on KnaQ and say, I can see this, I can do this, I can do this. And that gives me an opportunity to get not only my emotional reward, but my financial reward from all that I know. That
right.
makes, yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's really the key is people, and we look at people at all stages, right? You could be just graduated from college. You have a whole bunch of student loan debt, probably entering the workforce at a pretty low rate. It's hard to get going. You can still use your talents, get on KnaQ, create that extra income, pay down your student loans. And then all the way through the point where so many people are retiring and they need extra income in retirement, at least for the first years. It could just be dinner money. It could be, more full time for a number of years. And they all have great networks of people around them because they've been in the workforce for a long time. And we teach people how to tap into that network and say, I'm a retired school teacher. Easily go back to the parents, the teachers, everyone else and say, come to my KnaQ page. I'm teaching math. It really can become that simple to get started and then build from there.
Okay. What other questions so what have you experienced so far in putting KnaQ, this new platform, together?
It's a sophisticated platform, and we're really going after an audience of people who really have good talents and skills in all different areas. And we're also excited about people creating on the platform. And we look at things like a lot of people approaching us about like the do-it-yourself marketplace. People get into doing work in their home, and then suddenly they get to a point where they don't know where to go from there. Always looking for answers. So part of what we focus on is a lot of people who can provide knowledge and skills and answers. And, your talent might be a retired carpenter. You could be on the platform. Someone could reach out to you and say, hey, this is my problem. Show you one video. You can give them an answer. They're moving on with their project. You've made a little bit of money doing that. And things like that are just a massive marketplace, and it's something that people can kind of create from whatever skills they have. And that's what we find really exciting. We're going to have the normal stuff. You could find a new accountant, a realtor, and others. But then we have what we call obvious to obscure. The obvious is those things. And the obscure is, that answer to a question you just can't find anywhere else. And there's somebody in the world who has it and can make a business out of it on KnaQ.
Yes, that's what I'm looking at, because I have people in mind right now that should, okay, I said the word, but could join KnaQ and be successful for both themselves and the platform. Yeah. So will there be reviews? I mean, what do we have? What's that one? Yelp. Yelp drives me crazy, but it's, they have reviews for whatever people they work with. So will there be an opportunity for buyers of the service or buyers of an individual in the KnaQ hemisphere or atmosphere, depending upon how high we want to fly, to give a review of their experience?
Yes. Yeah, it's a big part of the platform is reviews and letting people, we have our 5-star ratings, up to 5 stars, and then the whole review process. And that becomes a big part of it. And platforms are driven by experiences of other people. And I think that's an important part. So you'll be able to see, written reviews by people, how many stars they're getting, what your experience has been, or other people's experience has been with each one of the people on the platform.
Well, I'm assuming, and I hate to say that word, but I'm assuming that you have run tests on this platform. What has been the feedback?
Feedback's been great. We've, I've built a number of software platforms, so there's always a period of time where we're putting it up and letting people test, and we get lots of feedback from that, and then we make our adjustments going forward. And the feedback has been really, really great. It's, I think our approach on the consumer side is also very unique, and people like that. We think we're opening the door to a lot more sellers who just don't have a place to go today. And with us, we're focused on that consumer marketplace. And I think that's really important. And even from the consumer side, our testing has been, they're looking for solutions and not necessarily wanting to go to 10 different places to get things, for their home, for example. You can go to one place for a realtor, another place for a mortgage, another place for a home decorator. We're sort of bringing that all together in one place and building a community, which is really important. So many more buyers want to buy from individual people, independent workers. People are trying to make a living on their own. And that's a big part of our story is creating that whole community environment.
I totally agree. I think that this sounds exciting, to say the least, because you're giving people an opportunity to create a team for themselves and of themselves, for themselves. And when people knock on the door, they're not just reaching one person, they're reaching more than one person. They're reaching your own personal small community.
Yes.
So
exactly.
What would you tell someone to do if they wanted to join your community? The KnaQ community.
It's an easy process. We have the website at knaq.com, and then we also have a mobile app that people can download. And in both cases, the app's a little more focused on the buyer side, so you can easily run searches and queries, and whatever you're looking for, you'll be able to find. From a seller standpoint, which we call experts, you really join the platform, and then you walk through a process. We've got a whole tutorial on, videos and everything on how to create great pages, how to really tell your story. And then even what are called success guides even after that. Like, how do you really get out there and let people know your skills and your talents and tap into your own network? So it's an easy process to get through. Most people, less than an hour, you could probably have everything up and running. And then you really have lots of different options, which this is one of the feedback we get from a lot of people. It's the sophistication of it allows you to do things like, a full-scale webinar once a month if you wanted to, while selling other types of classes, or just getting the sales leads you need to grow your local business. And there are lots of tech built in as well. So we have things like geo mapping. So I could say, I want to support a local business. I only want to search in my area and find whatever I'm looking for, or I can search globally. And then we have things like machine learning and AI and all kinds of intelligence so that we can make sure we get you the best fit every time.
Okay, I forgot to ask, is there a fee for anyone to join your platform?
Yeah, there's no fee. So people can join. Well, there's some fees, but there's no fee to come in, build your expert page on the platform. We get 20% of revenue that you derive from there. So if you start offering classes, we get 20%. We also take care of the payment processing fees and all those things along with that. So that's the fee when you start monetizing your skills. And then if you were to join the Sales Lead program, we have a monthly fee for joining that program. It's only $29 a month. And then we charge a nominal fee for the time, depending on how many leads you get on a monthly basis. You'd pay for those leads as well. So it depends on whether you're monetizing on the platform, 20%, and the leads is a little bit different where you're joining a program for that.
Okay, well, this all sounds very exciting. Congratulations, by the way, for having the fortitude to go forward and create this platform, because design, whatever is involved, but that you had whatever it took to just even take that first step. And that's what people who are listening right now, and most of them are entrepreneurs, that first step is taken many, many times within the same business. So you were in one arena that you've been in for over 20 years, the tech arena, and this sounds like a good package. I'm going to sign up myself and see where it takes me. I just do that because, as I say, I do have extra time that I can devote, because most of what I do and most of what anybody does right now is remote anyway. If you are a carpenter and have to show up, you've got the geo mapping to just do it in your own area. You don't have to travel anywhere if you don't want to. You have choices. And to me, that is the best thing in the entire world, is to have choices. And you, Stephen, have provided choices for people. Is there anything you want to, I have the website, KnaQ.com, pronounced KnaQ. Is there anything else you want to tell people?
No, I think we've kind of covered everything about the platform. What you just mentioned about that first step, I think is really important. And that's a big part of what we're trying to eliminate, the challenges of that first step. You get on KnaQ, you can be up and running very quickly, and you can start to monetize. And that's what we're really trying to help people do.
There you go, everybody. Remember, as I always say, listen to this podcast over and over again. Have a pad, because this is the way I do it. Have a pad and a pen and take notes, because this is really important. This is Stephen Catanzano, KnaQ.com. And this is Joanne Victoria signing off. See you next time. Take care. Bye-bye.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Sanity Project podcast. Please go to AskJoanneVictoria.com to listen to more podcasts. Check out Joanne's coaching programs and get a free copy of her report, 5 Steps to Achieve Life-Work Harmony. That's AskJoanneVictoria.com. Take care, and thanks for being here.